Dr. Sayyid Anis Hashim. With over 30 years of experience in environmental and conservation archaeology, Dr. Sayyid has dedicated his career to the restoration and study of significant historical sites. In this session, titled Trade Routes of Najd, Archaeological Insights from Diriyah, we will explore the intricate network of Najd's trade infrastructure, uncovering the routes and fortifications that once connected the Arabian Peninsula to Africa, Egypt, and beyond. Through this lens, Dr. Hashim will take us on a journey into the pivotal role these trade routes played in fostering both local and global exchange. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sayyid Anis Hashim to the stage and to present his insightful lecture.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Chairman, Board of Directors, DARA, other Prince and Princess, the Diriyah Development Authority for Global Seminar, and ladies and gentlemen. I feel honored to have this opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. I have a very old association with Diriyah and Atrif, where I served for more than 13 years in the survey and restoration of Diriyah work. Now I'm going to start my presentation. That is about the role in the trade and commerce. Okay, I came here to see role in trade and commerce. My presentation is about the archaeological evidence of Najd region in the growth and development of global work. Archaeological evidence have been discovered from three sources. The first one is the international and national trade routes. The second one is from the early Islamic cities on the trade routes in the Najd region. And the third one is from the common trading commodities required from most of the archaeological sites. In fact, all the archaeological evidence have been found in the form of infrastructures. Infrastructures, in general, refers to the facilities that are made to serve the community. There have been many kinds of infrastructures. For example, transport, water, security, social, industrial, etc. The central province called Najd, located at the commercial crossroads between the south-north and east-west of the Arabian Peninsula, was an important region for trading and commerce during the Islamic period. This is the old map of Najd. Here you can see that it is a central region. Arab travelers have thrown considerable light on the trading and pilgrimage route, including the town and cities located along the routes. Among them are the Ibn Jubair, Ibn Nusayr and Tariq ibn Ziyad, Muhammad al-Muqaddasi, Muhammad al-Idrisi, and Ibn Battuta. Trading history of the Najd region can be divided into three phases. That first phase starts from the early phase, that is known as early phase, that is from 622 AD to 1200 AD. The second phase is the middle phase, that is from 1200 to 1400 AD. And the later phase, that is from 15th century onwards. Archaeological evidence has revealed many international trade routes with various types of infrastructures. That is, that is transport infrastructures that is in the form of paved routes and milestone, water infrastructures that's about the reservoirs, dams, basin wells, and underground water canal channel that's known as Qanat. And then security-related structures, that's the fort, fortress, guard houses for garrisons, and then, of course, a mosque. There were many well-established trade routes connecting Mecca and Medina from different regions and countries, including Iraq, Oman, Kuwait, Syria, Yemen, and Egypt. Some of the most famous international routes which have been surveyed either fully or partially by the Department of Antiquities and Museums are Kufa-Mecca route, that's known as Darb-Zubaydah, Basra-Mecca route, the Syrian route, the Egyptian route, Yemeni pilgrimage route, Oman-Mecca route, Jordan pilgrimage route, Hijra route, Elephant route. Out of this one, Elephant route was the pre-Islamic route, which was also used during the Islamic period. These are the caravan routes. Out of these routes, 2 caravan routes passed through the Najd region. That was the Basra-Mecca route, that's known as Darb-Zubaydah. And the second one is Oman-Mecca route, that is passing through the Najd region. According to Muslim geographer Ibn Battuta, Darb-Zubaydah had 54 major stations with facilities for water supply and some of them for camping. It also had milestone and beacons at regular intervals. The archaeological survey of Darb-Zubaydah revealed all kinds of infrastructure provided in the records, including paved road, milestone, camping stations, forts and fortresses for garrison, a mosque, and water facilities. This is the map of Darb-Zubaydah that is passing through the Qasim region. It is about the water infrastructures which is found from the Darb-Zubaydah. The most common facility for providing water was reservoirs in different forms, including circular, rectangular, and square. They were mainly located in the depression within a flat area or in a deep valley or gully. The circular ones had a diameter of 64.5 meters with 4.7 meter high gypsum plaster walls, and some of them had stairs from the top to bottom. Mostly these reservoirs were filled with flood water through channels. Several small stations on Darb-Zubaydah had only water basins and water tanks instead of reservoirs. For example, Al-Wusayt, an old station of Zarud. These are the water facilities found on the Darb-Zubaydah. There's a reservoir. This is known as Khazan, underground water. This is a well. Evidence of early Muslim historians and geographers suggests that mostly 5 types of buildings were prevalent around Darb-Zubaydah. That was the castle, that's a qusur, second, a fortress, or whose dome, shelter, kebab, houses, bayut, and mosque, masjid. Archaeological survey has revealed all these structures from ruins except the dome shelters. There were many castles and forts were built at many sites on Darb-Zubaydah. Mainly, they were used for providing armed garrison for the security, and they were equipped with separate guard houses and attached watchtowers. Example, the forts, we can have Samira forts like that, Al-Ashar fort, Al-Shuqqa fort, Madan Bani Sulaiman fort, and there are so many forts. It's difficult to explain all the one here. Then we find the evidence of mosque on Darb-Zubaydah. That is, structure of many mosques in ruins were discovered from the survey of Darb-Zubaydah. These mosques were mostly constructed during the renovation of and expansion of the road. The size varies from large to small and single room. Most of the mosques were either part of the large-size camping stations or were attached to a water reservoir. The building material of mosques were either sun-dried mud bricks or fired bricks or filled stone. Building materials also varied from site to site. Examples of mark, it is about that. There's all just like Al-Diriyah Mosque, Qura Mosque, Al-Rabda Mosque, Jinniyah Mosque, Smart Lahan Mosque, Al-Humayun Mosque, Humayaz Mosque. There are so many mosques. The ruins of mosques have been discovered from Darwazabeda. Then, beside in these international routes, there were many national routes as well. There were also some national routes like running within the country, connecting local towns and cities, like Hail to Medina route, Hail to Mecca route, Qasim to Medina route, Riyadh, Qasim and Mecca route, and Yamama to Mecca route. Now the next one is the towns or cities located on the Darwazabeda or trading routes. Many towns or cities developed since the pre-Islamic period on the international trade routes. These routes and cities provided essential facilities to the caravans. Gradually, some of cities and towns became famous due to further advanced infrastructures and trading activities. One of the pre-Islamic towns was Al-Faw, which existed until 4th century AD. On the Darwazabeda, there were many towns and cities which developed during the Islamic period, especially during the early Islamic period. One was Zubala, most important town in Darwazabeda after Najaf in Iraq, which was a stronghold of Bani Asad tribe. It was the main station for commercial and Hajj caravans. The town was famous for the deepest well. Second was the Al-Fayed, next major station after Zubala, located in the settled port of Hail. It was a well-developed city of the early Islamic phase. The excavation of the site, along with the southern wall of the fortress, has provided considerable data on the town planning, architecture, and social infrastructure, including residential houses, multiple rooms, and towns. And this site was excavated by Dr. Fawaz from the Hail University, and I was also working with him. The next one is the Al-Rabda, the most flourishing setting. Excavation of the site has revealed a city planning with all essential infrastructures, along with several different kinds of artifacts. This was a very large city with mosques, houses, and forts, and palaces surrounded by thick stone wall and a gate. The city was divided into different zones, including residential zones, market zone, industrial zones, and cemetery. Between Zubala and Rabada, there were many well-known towns on Darwazabeda, which flourished during the early Islamic phase. One was Al-Nabaj. This was a famous town near Al-Qasim. During the Islamic phases, this was known as Nabaj Bani Amir. The site includes fort, buried in ruins, and reservoirs, water channel, and well. Next was Rama. It was another town in the region. Evidence of place and well were discovered. Few more settlements such as Imra, Takhfa, and Dariba have provided unique archaeological evidence of water channel built for cutting rocks. Qasiba was the another settlement from where ruins of mud houses have been discovered. Shanan was a settlement in Qasim area, which was famous for its typical tower known as Shanan Tower, which is still there. This was the ruins of Marid, which was located on the Darwazabeda. Heavily populated region with many villages and towns were Wadi Dawasir, where And towns were named as Aflaj, Bir, Usayla, Najd, Rawda, and Qadim Isra. They have revealed extensive evidence of residential houses, stone-lined wells, and impressive architectural remains. Survey of Riyadh region has also brought many sites belonging to the early and the late Islamic phases. Some of these sites were located on the Oman-Makkah route. For example, Sadus, Al-Hankis, and Nam, they were all located on the Oman-Makkah route. Al-Hankis was located toward the south of Riyadh in an area of about 1.5 kilometers. This was a well-settled town during the Abbasid period. Nam was located in the south of Riyadh. The site included ruined watchtowers with holes on the walls for watching and firing. The site flourished during the 10th to 11th century AD. Next comes the middle phases, the middle Islamic phase, that is from 1200 to 1400. In fact, this period was a period of turmoil. Abbasid Caliphate became very weak. Local tribes gained substantial power. One of them was Qarmathians from Al-Hassa, who destroyed most of the previous infrastructures. So it seems like a transitional period, which mostly represented the pattern of early Islamic phase in declining order. The town of Balida is a typical example of Middle Islamic town. It was the most famous town on Oman-Makkah road and flourished between 7th to 14th century AD. The site has revealed evidence of mud brick houses and some other finds. The poor archaeological findings from the site suggest that people migrated from the site for a better economy. Then there comes to late Islam. Generally, this phase is linked with the occupation of Ottomans. During the occupation, most of the villages and towns, especially in the eastern and southern Arabia, were equipped with forts and watchtowers. This is the tower from Hail. Then there is a town that's known as Sadus. We can say that it's a connecting link between the early, middle, and late Islamic phase. This town is located about 70 kilometers northwest of Riyadh. Archaeological evidence of this site has revealed data from all three phases, suggesting that this town was a connecting link between the three Islamic phases. It was a walled city with circular plan and mud building structures, including palaces, houses, and jammas. And now this town has been described as a heritage site. Next come to Diriyah, the most important center and the city in the central region, Najd, and the capital city of the first Saudi state. This settlement provides a general outlook of the urban town planning and monuments during the late Islamic phase. City of Diriyah was a fortified town with surrounding walls and watchtowers. And then the Kamsul Turef located within the city of Diriyah on a low hilly area surrounded by green field and garden. This is the aerial view of Turef. Muhammad bin Saud bin Muqrim, who was the chief of Diriyah, moved from his ancestral residence and built his palace in 1726 and named it the Salwa Palace. He was the founder of the first Saudi state, who established a centralized administration. After the alliance of Imam Muhammad bin Saud with Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Wahab in 1744, Diriyah became a very important city for the Islamic religious education. This is the old photograph of Salwa Palace. It was taken before restoration. On the right side, you can see that this is the first unit of the Salwa Palace. In fact, Salwa Palace has 7 units and built in different periods. Imam Abdulaziz al-Saud built defensive walls around the Turef, which brought towers at a strategic point, making a significant contribution in developing a strong security infrastructure. Here we can say security was, and mm, this one is and tower, security towers. Then again, there is another security tower, that's known as Faisal Tower. It was very strong tower of that period. Then here you can see that wall, it has terraces. On the right side, there was a terrace where the cannons were kept for firing, and there was a storeroom for ammunitions. The second infrastructure is water infrastructures. There were many wells, cisterns, water storage tanks, and canals were built to provide water facilities. A trove was also built near the well for animals. At that time, water was fetched through the animals with these like donkeys. Between 1793 and 1795, John Lewis, renowned, an official from the East India Company, visited Diriyah and praised the town for its availability of water, agricultural activities, and weather. The third most developed infrastructure at Tureth is road and streets. At Tureth, there were three types of streets. The first one was round areas in the nearly circular manner. The second one, known as Share Sakni, ran vertically and horizontally across the settlement. It was connecting most of the palaces, large houses, and mosques. And third was the branches or allies, connecting a few residences. Some of these were built allies or narrow streets with no exit, connected houses with the main street. This is also given in the old picture of Salwa Mosque. Here you can see the well, and there is a channel for water. It was used in the channel. This channel was used for the ablution purpose. At Tureth, the most important infrastructure directly related to trades and commerce were Baitul Mal, Subala al-Modi, and shops attached to the Subala. Baitul Mal, as the first Saudi state expanded and grew in wealth, a Baitul Mal was built adjacent to the Salwa Palace. According to the Arab chronicles, all types of state property, including taxes on trading caravans, passing through the rulers' territories, and taxes levied on grain, dates, and livestock, and goods sold were kept in Baitul Mal. During the South the Great, between 1803 and 1814, tax revenue from most of the area brought to Diriyah, and all things were kept in Baitul Mal. Then this is the Subala Modi. This was a large house of Princess Modi, who donated it to be used as a free guest inn for lodging traders and visitors. The house had many facilities, including an attached mosque and a stable for traders' horses. This photo was taken before the restoration work. Again, this was also photograph taken before the restoration work. This was the ruins of Subala Modi Mosque. In Subala, there were 3 rooms with doors opening on the street. It is said that these were shops where traders displayed their goods for sale. Also, after the excavation at the ruins of Imam Muhammad bin Saud Mosque at Tureth, the evidence of few shops, structures in front of the mosque have been revealed. Then with the trade and commerce, the souk and market was also very important institution. That since pre-Islamic time, the tradition of seasonal fairs and markets was very common. There were many cities and towns where markets were held annually or weekly and were very popular. People from different places came here mainly for trading. Many commodities were imported in these markets, including fabrics, rice, sugar, tea, coffee, and spices from India, Egypt, and Syria, etc. Livestock, including camels and horses, were also exported. Example of some Souks are like Souk Aukas in Taif, Dumat al-Jalandhar Souk in Jove, Azubola and markets in Medina and Tabuk market. These are the very famous markets where the archaeological evidence has been found. And this one is the arch, is from the Souk Aukas. In Diriyah, a large market was held in front of a Turef court and Wadi Hanifa. A vivid description of this market is written in the historical documentation of Usman ibn Abdullah ibn Bish, who was during the first Saudi state. In his book, Glory in the Rise of the Diriyah and its dishes during the, according to him, Diriyah was a very rich state where people had gold and silver arms, beautiful horses, and luxury items. He has also mentioned the Diriyah market, which saw from the top of the Turef. Then the second one is that many common finds have been found through survey and excavation at several sites, like Darb Zubaydah, including from nearby cities, that Islamic glaze pottery, large metal objects, jewelry of gold and silver, wooden objects, bone and ivory artifacts, steatite dishes, bowls, and cups. A few places, pieces of textile and leather have also been discovered. There was some small industry at some of the Islamic sites, like Al-Rabda had evidence of a small-scale industry where various types of glass objects were produced. Sites in Qasim area have revealed evidence of woodwork, steatite objects were produced at Taif, and evidence of leather and tiny work was also found from the Al-Rabda. Most common trading item was unglazed ceramics, or glazed ceramics, which was imported from Iraq, Iran, Egypt, Syria, Turkey, and Maghreb. Bone and ivory objects also have been found at some places, especially at Rabda, which was imported either from East Africa or from the Indian subcontinent. There were also sites of gold mining sites at Zulum and Mahad al-Dahab site, a silver and copper mining site at Al-Nuqra. These sites were exploited during the Abbasid period. A large hold of gold coins were recovered from Jove. It seemed that gold and copper were used for jewelry as well as for minting the coins. All this evidence suggests that there were highly developed infrastructures for trade and commerce in the Najd region. There were flourishing towns and cities with specialized small-scale industries. There was large market for sale and purchase of goods, and there was common goods which were used at every town and cities through the trades and commerce. Hence, it can be established that the late and early Islamic phases had a very favorable infrastructure and environment which played a vital role in the international and national trade, and hence in the growth of the Diriyah economy and the Najd region in general. Thank you.